In March of 1959, deep in the icy Ural Mountains of Soviet Russia, a group of 9 adventurous hikers set out on what was supposed to be an epic expedition. But it turned into one of the most disturbing mysteries of the 20th century, the Dyatlov Pass incident. Can you believe it? Leading the charge was Igor Dyatlov, a seasoned mountaineer who knew the ropes. His team was a mix of university students and recent grads, young, fit, and totally prepared for the harsh Siberian wilderness. They packed their skis, tents, and supplies, along with a journal to capture their journey. Their goal: Mount Otorten, a name that translates ominously in the local Mansi language to "don't go there." It's like they were asking for trouble, right? What could possibly go wrong? When the group didn't come back as expected, search parties were quickly sent out, and what they found was truly mind-blowing. Imagine this. The hiker's tent was discovered on a snowy slope, half buried under layers of frost and wind. But here's the kicker: it wasn't just collapsed, it had been slashed open from the inside. It's like they were trying to escape something terrifying, right? Their belongings were still scattered inside: food, boots, coats, everything they needed for survival. It looked like they had bolted out of there in a total panic, braving those brutal sub-zero temperatures without even proper clothing. Can you imagine the sheer fear that must have gripped them? The trail of footprints led into the forest below, but what searches found along the way grew progressively stranger. Some footprints were barefoot, while others showed signs of hurried movement. It's almost as if they were fleeing from something unseen, and that thought alone sends chills down your spine. What on earth could have scared them so much? 2 bodies were discovered near a tree line, dressed only in their undergarments, their bare feet frozen into the snow. A small campfire had been built nearby, but it had done little to protect them from the elements. Broken branches high in the trees suggested someone had tried to climb, perhaps to look for something or to escape something. Further along, 3 more bodies were found, spaced out as though they had been crawling back toward the tent, their faces frozen in agony. And months later, when the snow finally melted, the remaining 4 were discovered in a ravine. These last victims told the most disturbing story of all. Their injuries were catastrophic. One had a fractured skull. 2 others had broken ribs so severe that their internal organs were damaged. And yet, there were no external wounds to match the force of such trauma, almost as if they had been crushed by an immense pressure. One of the women was missing her tongue. Another had no eyes. The official Soviet investigation ruled the deaths as caused by an unknown compelling force. That single phrase has haunted investigators and theorists for decades. Speculation has never stopped. Some believe it was an avalanche, but the slope was too shallow and the injuries too inconsistent. Others claim the hikers were attacked, yet no evidence of other footprints was ever found. Some suggest secret military testing in the area, parachute mines, or radiation experiments gone wrong. In fact, traces of radiation were found on some of the clothing. Then there are the more chilling theories: encounters with the unknown, UFOs, strange lights in the sky reported by other witnesses in the region, even local Mansi legends about a creature that prowled the mountains. The most haunting detail is the decision to cut open their own tent and run barefoot into the snow. Something terrified those 9 hikers so completely that survival instincts vanished. They chose the impossible cold over staying inside. To this day, the Dyatlov Pass incident remains one of those haunting mysteries that just won't let go. It's crazy, right? Russia reopened the investigation recently, suggesting it was likely an avalanche. But honestly, that theory doesn't sit right with many folks who've really dug into the details. There are just too many pieces that don't fit together, and way too many questions left hanging in the air. Imagine 9 young lives, frozen in sheer terror on that mountain slope, their fate sealed by something we still can't fully grasp. It's like they were caught in a nightmare, and we're all left trying to piece it together. The Dyatlov Pass is like a dark shadow in the world of true crime and unsolved history, a tale that hints at forces beyond our comprehension. What really happened up there? That unknown, compelling force continues to whisper secrets that defy explanation. Some say it was a freak accident, while others lean towards something more sinister. The thought of those hikers, terrified and running into the freezing cold, makes you wonder what could possibly scare them so much. It leaves us all wondering what truly went down in those icy winds of the Urals.